Welcome back to the English Level Podcast. I'm your host, Sarah.
And I'm Jordan. Welcome back.
You know, we've been thinking a lot lately about the things we do without really questioning them. The habits we pick up, the patterns we follow.
The rituals we think we need.
Exactly. And today, I want to talk about something personal, something I've struggled with for years.
Morning routines.
Yeah, my morning routine specifically, because I think my story might help some of you understand what mornings are really about.
I've been curious about this, actually. You always seem so put together in the mornings.
That's what people see, but there's a lot more underneath.
I'm listening.
So let me take you through it. My actual morning, not the Instagram version, the real one.
I think people need to hear this.
I hope so. So let's talk about mornings, my mornings, and what they've taught me. My name is Sarah, and for the longest time, I thought I had to be a morning person to be successful.
Where did that come from?
Everywhere. Every article, every podcast, every successful person I admired, they all talked about waking up at 5 a.m. like it was the secret to life.
The early bird gets the worm.
Exactly. So I tried. God, did I try. I set my alarm for 5:30 a.m. I dragged myself out of bed, stumbling in the dark, forcing myself into yoga poses I barely understood.
How did that feel?
Miserable. I hated every second of it, but I kept doing it because I thought I was supposed to.
You're performing.
I was. And the crazy thing, people noticed. They'd see me at work, energized by coffee and sheer willpower, and they'd ask, "What's your secret?" And I'd smile and say, "I wake up early, I do yoga, I meditate."
But that wasn't the truth.
No. The truth was I was exhausted. I was doing all these things, checking all these boxes, but I felt empty.
So what changed?
I hit a wall. One morning, my alarm went off at 5:30 and I just couldn't. I laid there staring at the ceiling and I started crying.
What was that about?
I realized I didn't even know why I was doing this anymore. I didn't know what I actually needed. I only knew what I thought I should need.
That's a hard realization.
It was. So I did something radical. I turned off my alarm and went back to sleep.
How did that feel?
Terrifying at first, like I was giving up, like I was failing. But then, when I woke up naturally at 7, something felt different.
What was it?
I felt like myself. For the first time in months, I wasn't forcing anything. I was just awake.
So you abandoned the routine completely?
Not exactly. I rebuilt it. But this time, I started with one question. What do I actually need?
And what was the answer?
I needed slowness. I needed quiet. I needed to not feel rushed the moment my eyes opened.
So what does your morning look like now?
It's simple. I wake up around 6:30, no alarm most days. I just let my body wake up when it's ready.
That's already different from what most people preach.
I know, and it took me a while to be okay with that. But here's the thing. I don't jump out of bed anymore.
What do you do?
I lie there for a few minutes, just breathing, just feeling. I check in with myself. How's my body? How's my mind? What am I carrying from yesterday?
That's beautiful.
It's become my favorite part because it's not about productivity. It's about presence. It's me saying, before I give myself to the world, I'm going to acknowledge that I exist.
Then what?
I get up slowly. I make my bed, not because some motivational speaker said to, but because it makes me feel calm. It's one small thing I can complete before the day asks anything of me.
A small win.
That's beautiful.
It's become some of my favorite moments because I realize that my morning routine isn't about isolation. It's about finding myself so I can show up better for the people I love.
That's the whole point, isn't it?
It is.
The routine isn't the goal. Being present in my life is the goal.
And some days that means silence and coffee alone. Other days it means chaos and pancakes with my kids.
Both are valid.
Both are valid. And I think that's what I wish someone had told me years ago when I was torturing myself with 5 a.m. wake-ups.
What would you tell your younger self?
I'd say your morning doesn't have to look like anyone else's. It doesn't have to be impressive or Instagram worthy. It just has to be true.
True to what?
True to who you are and what you need, not who you think you should be.
That's the hardest part.
It is, because we're bombarded with images of perfect mornings, green smoothies, sunrise runs, color-coded planners, and we think that's what success looks like.
But success looks different for everyone.
Exactly. For me, success is making it to 9 a.m. feeling grounded, feeling like I've had a conversation with myself before the world starts talking at me.
How long does your whole morning take?
Maybe an hour, sometimes less, sometimes more, but I've stopped timing it. That's another thing I let go of, the idea that it has to be efficient.
What matters is the quality, not the speed.
Right. I'd rather have 20 minutes of genuine presence than an hour of checked boxes.
What about the days when it all falls apart?
Oh, those happen. Days when I sleep through my natural wake-up time. Days when the kids need me immediately. Days when I'm just exhausted and everything feels hard.
How do you handle those?
I used to spiral. I think I ruined my morning, so the whole day is ruined. But now I'm more gentle with myself.
What does that look like?
I might just take 5 minutes in the car before going into work, or I'll step outside during lunch and have that quiet moment I missed. The morning isn't the only time I can connect with myself.
You've learned to be flexible.
I've learned to be human, to accept that life is messy and unpredictable, and my morning routine has to be able to bend with that.
That's wisdom.
It's survival, honestly. The rigid version of me was breaking. This version, the one who can adapt, is so much happier.
What's changed in your life since you shifted your approach?
Everything and nothing. My external life looks similar. Same job, same family, same responsibilities. But internally, I'm different.
How so?
I'm less anxious. I'm more present. I don't feel like I'm constantly chasing some ideal version of myself that doesn't exist.
You've made peace with who you are.
I'm making peace with who I am. It's ongoing, but the mornings help. They're my daily practice of self-acceptance.
If someone's listening right now thinking, I want what Sarah has, I want that peace, what would you say to them?
I'd say start small. Don't try to overhaul your entire morning tomorrow. Just add one thing that's truly for you.
Like what?
Like 5 minutes of sitting with coffee, or opening a window and breathing, or writing one sentence about how you feel. Something that costs nothing but means everything.
And build from there.
Yeah, but it's not about winning. It's about creating order in a world that often feels chaotic.
What happens next?
I go to the kitchen, and this part matters to me. I make coffee, but I don't rush it.
Tell me about that.
I grind the beans, I smell them, I listen to the water boil, I pour slowly. It's become this little meditation without calling it meditation.
You're solely there.
I'm fully there. And while the coffee brews, I open the kitchen window. Even if it's cold, even if it's raining, I need that moment of connection with the outside world.
Why is that important?
Because it reminds me that I'm part of something bigger, that my little morning routine exists inside this vast, beautiful, complicated world.
That's a different perspective than crush your goals before sunrise.
It is. And honestly, that hustle mentality almost destroyed me because I was so focused on doing that I forgot about being.
So, coffee's ready. What then?
I sit, usually by the window, and I just sit with my coffee for maybe 15, 20 minutes.
No phone?
No phone, no book, no podcast, just me and my coffee and the morning light.
That must be hard for some people to imagine.
It was hard for me at first. My brain would panic. You're wasting time. You should be checking emails. You should be doing something productive.
How did you get past that?
I had to redefine what productive means because sitting with myself, learning to be comfortable in my own presence, that's productive. That's the foundation for everything else.
What goes through your mind during those moments?
Sometimes nothing. Sometimes everything. Some days I'm thinking about work, my kids, relationships. Other days I'm just watching the light change, watching the neighbors leave for work, noticing how the tree outside my window moves.
You're observing life.
I'm observing life and myself in it. And that matters more than any productivity hack ever could.
Do you journal?
Sometimes, but not in the way people think. I used to force myself to write 3 pages every morning because some book said that's what creative people do.
But that didn't work for you.
It felt like homework. So now I keep a small notebook nearby. And if something comes up, a thought, a feeling, something I want to remember, I jot it down. Maybe it's 1 sentence. Maybe it's 3 pages. The point isn't the output, it's the listening.
Listening to yourself.
Yes, because I think that's what we've lost in all this morning routine obsession. We're so busy doing the right things that we forget to listen to what we actually need.
What about movement, exercise?
I used to force myself to do yoga every morning at 6 a.m. Now, some mornings I stretch for 5 minutes. Some mornings I go for a walk. Some mornings I do nothing physical at all.
And you're okay with that?
I am. Because I learned that my body has different needs on different days. Sometimes it needs to move. Sometimes it needs to rest. And honoring that is more important than following a rigid routine.
That's a radical shift.
It is. But it's made all the difference. Because when I do move in the morning, it's from a place of care, not punishment. I'm not trying to earn my breakfast or compensate for yesterday's choices. I'm just moving because it feels good.
Tell me about your kids. How do they fit into this?
That's evolved too. I used to think I needed to do my whole routine before they woke up. I'd be stressed if they interrupted me, like they were ruining my sacred morning time.
That must have created tension.
It did. And I realized I was choosing a routine over connection. So I changed it.
How?
Now, some mornings are just for me. I wake up earlier, have my quiet time, but other mornings, especially weekends, I let them wake me up. We make breakfast together, we sit at the table and talk about their dreams or what they're excited about that day, and build from there. But here's the key. Don't build what you think you should want. Build what you actually want.
That requires honesty.
It requires brutal honesty. You have to admit that maybe you don't want to meditate. Maybe you don't want to exercise first thing. Maybe you just want to ease into the day.
And that's okay.
That's more than okay. That's you honoring yourself, and there's nothing more important than that.
Sarah, thank you for sharing this, for being so honest about your struggle and your evolution.
Thank you for listening, for creating a space where this kind of conversation can happen.
I think a lot of people are going to feel seen by what you shared today.
I hope so, because I spent so many mornings feeling alone in my struggle, thinking everyone else had it figured out. If even one person hears this and thinks, me too, that matters.
What's your hope for people listening?
That they give themselves permission. Permission to try and fail and try again. Permission to change their minds. Permission to create a morning that serves them, not one that impresses anyone else.
Permission to be human.
Yes, always that. Because our mornings don't need to be perfect. They just need to be ours.
One last thing. When you wake up tomorrow, what will your first thought be?
Probably something like, I'm here. I made it to another morning. Now, What do I need today?
And you'll listen for the answer.
And I'll listen for the answer, because that's what this is all about. Not the routine itself, the listening, the noticing, the being.
That's beautiful.
It's simple, but sometimes the simplest things are the most profound.
Thank you all for being here with us today.
Take care of yourselves,
And your mornings.
however they need to look for you.
Remember, you don't owe anyone a perfect morning. You only owe yourself an honest one.
Until next time.
Be kind to yourselves.